Hi there. In my last video, I introduced you to the ideas of fusion and diffusion. And in this video, I'd like to give you some more examples of diffusion so that you can do it yourself and practice it as a useful tool in your toolbox of a skillful way to respond to thoughts and feelings that are not in that particular moment helping you out, that are not helping you move in your valued direction. So I'm going to make use of some stuffed animals, some of whom you may have seen before, and talk about some thoughts that might come up in my mind that are not particularly useful to me when they come up. So let's say if I were right now to have a thought, what if I make a mistake? What if I make a mistake in what I'm saying? And then what if I have to reshoot the video? And then what if I make another mistake? And then it keeps on going like that, and I just keep making mistakes. And I never put the video up, and my project stalls right here because I can't get it together. Isn't that a good one? That's a good little story. So now you'll probably recognize this fella if you saw one of the earlier videos. Merely saying that Keats here is my fearful mind, I am already practicing diffusion. Merely embodying that fearful mind in some way, imagining it as separate, picking an object that represents it, actually merely quoting the thought, as I just did, or the series of thoughts, which often in standard sorts of cognitive behavior therapy is just the first step, and then you're supposed to dispute them. Actually, in ACT, you probably could stop right there in terms of practicing diffusion if you just quote the thoughts, write them down on paper. But on video, it wouldn't be so interesting watching me writing things down on paper. So we might make further use of these stuffed animals. So if we have Keats be the one saying, "You might not be much good at this. You might make a bunch of crummy videos that nobody watches and embarrass yourself in front of your clients, in front of your teachers." Never mind that that's a little contradictory if nobody watches, but never mind. All of this is going to lead to no good. You're in danger. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Okay, Keats has just helped me practice diffusion with my fear-based mind. And I might have another set of thoughts come up. Oh, I don't know. Other unhelpful thoughts like, this isn't a very good use of your time. Maybe you should go to work and actually do something useful. All you're doing is playing with stuffed animals like me. And that's a waste of time. You should get to work. Come on. Knock it off. Go to work. Okay, so that's another kind of voice, if you will, that we've now reduced in power somewhat by embodying it in the form of this squirrel who currently remains nameless. If anyone has any ideas of what we should name this squirrel, go for it. I might have another series of thoughts. We met Bjorn the rat and we're talking about unpleasant sensations, but he can talk too. And maybe these thoughts might be something like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't really feel like doing anything. Maybe I'll just surf YouTube videos. Maybe I'll just watch prog rockers performing songs I like and not bother doing any work until I absolutely have to. So those are three different voices that are caricatures of streams of thought that I have. And what I've just done is I've just practiced diffusion with all of them, all three of them. Practicing diffusion doesn't have to be very fancy. It could be as simple as saying something like, oh, your fear, that's this. Here's your fear. Okay, and your anger, okay, that's this. Here's your anger, here's your fear. Merely using language in that way and pointing to an object and imagining that object to be this thing that you believe or your mind believes you need to struggle with is already practicing diffusion, is already reducing the power that that series of thoughts has. The power meaning the degree to which it exerts control over your behavior. I don't necessarily mean decreasing the degree to which it triggers unwanted or unwelcome feelings in your body. That may or may not be the case. The gold standard, as far as I'm concerned, is whether you're free, more free, whether you are able, more able, to go forward and take steps in the service of your values. And so on. Onward and upward.